Hello and welcome to my craft room. I'm going to be working in my This Is Not a Book Again today. I think this is the 6th page I've done now. The last one was this one. This is not a page, this is a puzzle. You can check out the video on that one if you would like to. I've added, since I filmed it, I've added this piece of vellum that I glued around the page because otherwise it's just going to keep falling out. I thought it was the best solution I could come up with for now. Might think of something better later. Anyway, today I'm going to have a go at, I've actually used one of my little rainbow strings to mark the page. I'm going to have a go at this one. So this is not a page, this is a chain letter. So it's saying cut out the letter and under originator put your name and address, send the letter to one friend. Now I'm not going to be doing that. I've always hated, I know this is only, for fun, this book, and I shouldn't take it too seriously, but I've always hated chain letters. Ever since when I was a kid at school, it used to be actual letters and you'd be put under huge emotional pressure not to break the chain for fear of bringing yourself and everyone you cared about terrible bad luck and awful things would happen. And then, as years went on, it became a chain email and at the moment it seems to have morphed into this thing on social media where, people want you to, you must repost this to show me that you love me. If you're a real friend, you'll send this back to me. I can't be doing with all that. I hate the whole thing. So I'm going to do something different with this. First thing I'm going to do is following the instruction. I'm going to cut out the letter. Oops, I haven't cut it out perfectly, but that really doesn't matter for what I've got in mind. So, let's put that out of harm's way. I love cutting windows in journals. I always think it's a bit of fun. I'm doing interactive kind of things. So what I'm going to do is take this a different way. So it says the only purpose is to see how far it can go. What I'm going to do is cut this into strips, turn the strips into chain links and see how far that chain will go. And I'm going to hang the chain in the window that I've created there. That's my plan. So it's obviously going to be way too long. Let me think. It's going to be a bit like a paper chain, isn't it? I think I'm going to cut each of these strips into half. And then because I want my book to be full of colour, I'm going to colour all the strips as well. There. Obviously going for absolute precision here. Not. Oh, it's not bad though, look. It's not bad, it's not bad. So I think I'll get my good old Whisper Strokes pens. Hey, actually, Sugarloaf products. I've shown these off before. They're just wonderful, these pens. I've had them for years and years, and I don't even know if you can still get them anymore, so there's not a lot of point in me showing them to you. Right, I'm going to pick out some lovely bright colours. What do we think? They look quite nice, don't they? Do we think yellow? Yeah, that's good. Right, they'll do. I quite like that you'll be able to see some of the words as well. Okay, so I'm just going to finish up this last one. I've got roughly 4 of each of these Luscious colours and a couple extra of the red and orange. Turned out that the pink and the red came out the same. Can't tell the difference. So just do a couple extra of them. I'll put them out of the way, but I might need those pens again. Let's clean that up a bit. Hands are a bit hopeless. And what I'm going to do now is actually form these into one long paper chain, glue them together. So I'll start with a red one. I think maybe Pritt Stick might be the easiest. Oh, that's a brand new one. I've got to make myself use up the old ones. I can never use Pritt Stick without sniffing it. I think when they talk about glue sniffing, I don't think it's generally Pritt Stick that they're talking about. None of the other stick glues have quite that smell of Pritt Stick. Right, so I'm going to make lots and lots of little links joined together like that. And I might as well go in rainbow order again. I seem to have a bit of a rainbow thing going on at the moment. I'll probably get fed up with that soon, don't worry. I'm not going to be doing rainbows all the way through. Or maybe I will. So I'm going to carry on doing this. Whoop. Maybe fast forward it for a bit. And then flash through to the end where I will magically have finished them all. I wonder if anybody manages to do stuff like this without getting it all over their fingers. I mean, I could wear gloves, but ugh, you can't feel what you're doing, can you? Gloves. I don't like gardening with gloves either. I do try using a barrier cream instead, and I did see a little tip about putting soap under your fingernails when you're gardening. I could do this as well. Or at least you won't get what looks like dirty fingernails. It's actually paint. So there we are. I've done one of each. Oh no, I haven't done the purple. I've nearly done one of each colour, so I'm going to go through and link them all together like that. I really don't think you need to see that. I'm going to shut off the film now and I'll come back to you in a minute. Well, I'm just coming to my last chain link now. Ended up not doing them all in one long chain because I wanted them to fit inside the window that I've created, of course. So I've got... It worked out very nicely actually, by sheer chance, not by not by any kind of planning on my part. But to get a length of chain that would fit nicely across that hole, I needed 7 of the links. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet, back to red. So I've got red both ends. And then of course the next one is orange. So then I've got orange, yellow, green, blue, violet, back to red and orange. So it ends up orange both ends. So it's actually going in rainbow order across this way as well. And once they're all in, you'll see that the colours will go diagonally. And we'll run across top and bottom as well. So that's quite fun. I didn't plan that at all, but I quite like that. And I didn't have quite enough to do a full chain, but I like that because it's a broken chain now. It's broken the chain letter, so I've turned the letter, taken it literally, turned the letter into a chain. It is now a chain letter, and the chain is broken. So these I'm going to stick at either end with some strong glue. Of course, as I close the book, it will get squished a bit. I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. But before I stick them in, I want to do a black and white striped frame around this window. And I'm going to echo the whole thing then on this side with a chain doodle. But we'll come to that later. Black and white acrylic marker. So this is a Posca. I use a lot of Poscas, but this is a Daler-Rowney one. Daler-Rowney, however you say it, which came in one of my scorer boxes, I believe. Okay. Maybe pens don't like this old book paper very much. It's cheap, absorbent paper, and a lot of pens and things don't like it very much. Right. I will fast forward this as usual and meet up with you at the other end. Right, so that's that bit done. That's just given it a bit more pop, hasn't it? And now I want to attach my chains, so I'm going to use a stronger glue for that. Just make sure it, oops, it's a bit messy. You think Paddington Bear had done this. Just make sure it's not sticking to the page underneath. Oh look, that's quite fun, isn't it? As I say, it will get a bit squished, and the book will end up really fat, but you know, that's what tends to happen. Definite rainbow theme going on there. So this one I'm only going to hang from the top because I didn't have enough for a full chain. And as I say, quite like that because it's now, the chain is broken. Right, so it's that bit done. Now on this page I'm going to create a frame for the Zentangle style doodle. It's a shame I can't do it exactly opposite, but that's fine. And I think I might pencil it first. I don't always do that, but I kind of feel like I don't want to ruin it. And I want the chains to run the same way, so I'm going to turn it. And I might as well end up with the same number of chains, so I'll draw myself some rough guidelines. The first one's going to kind of go there. And you start by doing a kind of upside down C. It's a good C for chain. And then about the same distance along you do another upside down C. And one of the lovely things about the Zentangle process is that it's the same small marks made over and over and over again. So it's very calming and therapeutic. And now I'm doing the same shape but the other way up. And linking it. And then I'm going to echo that line. And again. And then the same up here. and again. And you can see that my individual lines aren't by any means perfect, but the repetition will make it look okay. You could take that off the page, but I think I'm going to echo what's going on up here. I might take it off that way. There. Now I'm going to join these, but always with Zentangle you go underneath whatever line was already there previously. Underneath here. I'm going to join this one up to that one, but going underneath the lines that were already there. Like that. Now, question is, now I've done one, do I feel confident enough to do the next one straight on the page in pen? So I'm not sure how well this paper is going to take to being rubbed out on either. It really isn't. That's my criticism of these, the only criticism of these books really. Yeah. Quite fun, isn't it? And then I will probably just have fun colouring all of the background in, probably to kind of match that colour. Just the background within the frame. Might do it with a coloured pencil because it'll go through if I use a pen, I think. So let's go over this with pen and then see how I feel about the next line, if I'm going to do it directly in pen or not. The penned in version, and they're not even. I think you could make them really even if you worked at it, but I'm not going to be bothering. I'm thinking I am going to pencil it in first. Yeah, quite like that. I'm going to draw a little frame around here. I think I'm going to use this coloured pencil to colour it in. I'm not going to worry about rubbing out all of the lines, but I am going to get these guidelines, these sort of straight lines, because I think they're going to stick out. So I'm just going to colour in this background in a colour that's kind of similar to the colour over there, because this is sort of echoing what I've got going on over there. I will fast forward this again. So another, you know, still very calming and therapeutic, just doing a bit of colouring in of the shapes, the random shapes that have been created by this chain doodle. Am I going to do some shading of the chain link? I probably am. So I will quite a soft pencil. I've got a 7B And I might use a little blending stump as well. So I'm going to do it in the same repetitive manner. Each of these upper links. Is all going to be in shadow. And then these little bottom portions. Now that one's a bit different because it goes off to there, so I'm just going to blend that out. And then in these areas where they just come out from underneath, again I'm going to go through and do the same bit on each one. I'm just going to blend out. These stump things are so handy. They last for blimmin' ages as well. You just have I've got one of these things because it's handy, but you could use any sandpaper and you just go like this to clean it and bring it back to a point again. So it just lasts for yonks. I'm sure in the olden days artists probably used to fashion their own out of tightly rolled paper. Yeah, that's quite fun. I need to colour in the rest of that background. Actually, because I'm going to get bored with it, I'm going to ombre that into a, what should we go for? Green. Let's ombre it into a green. So I get to this side, we're going to be all green, and in the middle somewhere we'll mix. Now, the pencils I'm using right now are actually Inktense, which are water reactive, and the colours become very, very intense once you put water anywhere near them. They're also just lovely bright colours, but they get even brighter when you react with water. I'll show you. Oh, look at that. It's very pretty, isn't it? It's not coming through too bad. I might go for it. Right, I'm just going to use, have I got any water in there? No. Too lazy to go and get a pot of water, which is only in the room next door. Yeah, I think that will do me. So, this is a chain letter. Cut out the letter, ignore all the rest of the instructions. But I'm ever so pleased with how this turns out. Has turned out. It's really fun and colourful. It's sort of interactive. It's quite tactile. I like how it looks from the other side. Oh, it's glued itself to the page underneath. No, that's okay. Yeah, And actually from there you can see the doodle chain underneath as well. It's really nice. So I think I kind of, I responded to the prompt, not quite in the way it was intended. And as I say, if I wanted to, I could follow the instruction about, which I've now cut up, about seeing how far it would go by measuring how far my chain would have gone. About 2 feet. Anyway, so I'm done. I'm done with that page. That's pages 36 and 37. Yeah, I had a lot of fun with that one. It'll be interesting to see next time I open the book how squashed this will get. It's surprisingly robust, actually. Anyway, thanks very much for watching again today. I'm just getting a weird shadow across. I hope that hasn't been there for ages and I haven't noticed. Thanks very much for watching that. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you again very soon for the next one. Bye bye.